if you're in a cycle, you need to find where the weakness is. So coaching someone during the week who's been basically bouncing from 3,200 a week to $4,000 a week for 18 months.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I just can't fucking break through this wall. I'm like, okay, what is business? Like, what is a service business? You have 3 determining factors of how many clients you have. You have your retention. He averages like 60 weeks.
Yep.
You don't have a retention problem. Most personal trainers, I would guess, I'd like to think, most, unless you're in your first year, don't have a retention problem that listen to this. Because everyone that comes through, that I'm like, you're a good trainer. You're a good enough trainer to do $100,000.
Yeah.
The next is sales, where it's the actual sales strategy itself. His is okay. We actually just fixed it all. Yep. So it's good now. But it's like, do you have a problem actually getting people into the business? So you've got leads, but you're not converting them.
Yeah.
It's like, know the sales process now that you've gone back to what used to work, but it was easy, so you stopped.
Yeah.
Started doing one session instead of 2, and you didn't actually have the presentation card out. You just verbalized it and
got away with it a few times, and then just kept running.
Now it's harder to sell, so you're going at 50 instead of going at 80, whereas you could have been going at 100 when it was good.
Yeah.
But 80 was fine. 50 is not fine.
No.
So we fixed the sales process. All right, that box is ticked. All right, so it's a marketing problem. We don't have leads. When was the last time you dotted every I, crossed every T for 16 weeks? He was like, never. I'm like, okay, what's the longest you've done it for? 4 weeks. Did it work? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason we're in this cycle is one of those 3 things. So if you're in a face-to-face environment, my guess is you just stopped making phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple. Like, if your business business isn't growing and you're in a face-to-face gym, you're not doing outreach.
Yeah.
Whether it's walking the floor, approaching people, making conversations, actively seeking consultations on the phone or in person, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Or you're really, really, really shit at sales. Or you have a retention problem, which is price or quality.
Yeah. If you don't have a retention problem as well, like, you can also just consider, like, how much you're charging everyone.
Agreed.
Like 60 weeks is heaps, man.
Yeah.
Like, possibly just not charging your worth there at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, weird numbers on the front end.
Yeah.
Like sales conversions. But if they get in, they stay forever.
Fair.
So it's a bit of balance.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
And for where he is, price is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So if you're in that cycle of, and it doesn't need to be 32 to $4,000. It can be the same 3 factors matter. If you can't get past $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $40,000, like, it's the same. There's a break.
Yeah.
What's the break? We got away with things being good, and we still had a cycle. It was just at a higher number, so we didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, it'd be good if we had another 20, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Now we have 50% of that, and we're like, this sucks. We're doing the same thing that we were doing back then. We're just getting lower return for our efforts, which is affecting the back pocket revenue-wise by probably 40%. That's a problem.
Absolutely.
So identify where the breakdown is in your business. So if you're like me and you're really good at selling, when I started, I had full book of clients in 8 weeks, no worries. But I had really high turnover for the first 6 to 8 months because I was shit at it.
Yeah.
And then I got better at it, and then the retention got better. And then I was like, I don't need to make phone calls anymore. And then 6 people leave in a week. You're like, fuck, better go make some phone calls.
Tail between my legs.
So it's identify where the break is. It will take more than you think it will.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best attitude to have for everything.
And I think we sat here openly and were like, oh, this is unacceptable. We need to make some changes. We need to dot every I and cross every T. What does that actually look like? And it's like, Jesus. Okay.
Yep.
There's actually a lot of moving parts. And we're talking about going to, what are we, like 40 or something? $900. It's $980 a year,
Yeah,
whatever that is a week.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're trying to push past 20K weeks. So there's more layers for us. But for the face-to-face PT that's doing $1,500 a week, posting 3 times a week doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to take more than you think it does. It might be 7.
Mm.
And it might be 10 if you want real growth.
Yeah.
It's going to take more. Yes, you might actually need to fucking send those emails. You might need to figure out how that software works.
It takes, have you got more stuff? Because, like, it takes so much all at the same time. That's my biggest lesson.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that all needs to happen at once.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just do emails. You can't just do social media. You can't just have the CTAs go out. You can't just... You have to have it all happening all at once.
Yeah.
Like, just how I think about every day is so different now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point that we've put on 2 team editors.
Yeah. Just like everything needs to be like
for-
overseeing things and like
For this to roll,
yeah,
we have a people problem now.
for it to run the way it needs to. Yeah.
And I think
because if you don't do it that way, like we just hit the same breakpoints again.
So this is what's interesting, right? I think for our business, we were capitalizing on an upswing market as well. So we expanded. Now we're capped. It's not moving. Each business isn't doing the growth that we want it to do. We're still doing well. Like we're fucking 200K off the 7 figures right now. But then you go to move that needle from 20 to 30 takes this. And then you go, it takes
That's
this
people
5
problem.
times.
Yeah, it's a people problem. It's not a
But if we haven't expanded, it wouldn't have been.
yeah.
So we were busy, but we weren't lasered in on the thing. So now it's like, okay, so it's not just a campaign that's YouTube, podcast, emails, fucking 14 social media posts a week, stories, DMs, new appointment flow, updated website, updated this and this. That's STC Fit.
Yeah.
Then it's Learn. Then it's You Strong. Then it's Anytime. And it's our own coaching businesses. It's like, okay, so that's 7 things that all need that.
Yeah.
And you go, fuck. How do we... And then obviously, if you want to scale, you need people. So the solution for us is people.
Yeah.
But I think that that's something I've learned is we went lateral when we should have went deeper. In a few cases. I think we'll be okay. And in 6 months, because we've recruited, it'll pay off because we understand what needs to happen. We just don't have
manpower,
the resources in hours to do it. So we pay for the hours and it's done.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Just doing the thing a couple of times doesn't work. One campaign with a good workshop.
Yeah.
One good PDF giveaway.
Yeah, one post, one this.
One giveaway. One online coaching giveaway.
Yeah.
One phone call session. One workshop in the gym. It's not enough.
No. It's just so many polarizing, relatable situations. Trainings, like one workout doesn't make you bigger, doesn't make you leaner, whatever. It's the same concept. Like you've got to, the success is in the habits, man. The success is in the consistency of the execution.
Yeah, even I would change habits to systems.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's like you either fail faster or succeed the way in the timeline that you should have. And it's like both of those aren't. Yeah, both of those are gonna happen.
Yeah,
and both of those aren't bad things.
Yeah,
like I said that in a coaching session with one of our guys. I'm just like, the faster you do this, the faster you'll work out whether it works or it doesn't. Both of those things are valuable. So let's not procrastinate.
Yeah.
Which has been a little bit of a habit. We always like kind of push to an income threshold, and then like we get comfortable and we pull back. I'm like, the way we break through this is doing all of this stuff and finding out whether it works or not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then you just do it again, and you work out what works and what didn't, and what you could do better. And what you're going to keep, and guess what? You're going to do that for the rest of your days
Yeah.
because that is
Business.
the game.
Yeah. And going full circle, if you don't do that, you become Nike.
Yeah.
And that's how New Balance come back.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you just the same.
Yeah, you just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah. The next one I had was double down, don't spread, which is I just already touched on that.
Yep.
Is there anything else that stands out to you that's like been your biggest?
So many stuff. Like I said, it's just knowing all of these things have to move at the same time. Everything there has to be. The systems have to work. The marketing has to be happening.
Yeah.
The serving of the clients needs to be happening. Like everything needs to happen all at once. And there's multiple marketing things. Like even within that, like the one thing that this multi-layered is there's multiple marketing things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like you look
long-term
at
branding and messaging versus short-term campaign.
Man,
versus,
it's like that's it. It's like you're driving for leads, you're nurturing the prospects, like you're nurturing your audience. Like there's just so many things, and it's just like you can't just do one. You have to do all of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I just look at everything differently now.
Yeah. And I think what's been interesting is the course we're in is interesting because it has different income brackets. So we're in with other people also doing 30, 40K months. Or 20, 30K months. Seeing all of the problems are similar.
Yeah.
With us. And then like knowing, you can see so basically the lower income people get to ask questions after.
Yeah.
You can see the problems are real different. And I think that applies in PT too. And I think part of mentoring and something that happens organically for us in Q&A is just like knowing where you're at. And what actually matters. Because yes, you need to do all of the things, but all of the things at $1,000 a week
aren't the same.
Is different to $10,000 a week.
Yeah.
So but what I want to stress is like we're talking about 20K month business problems. And what we're like, fuck, there's so much to do. You guys feel there's so much to do at 75K. Like, I've got to fucking do phone calls, go write programs, go do check-ins, I got to market, I got to do my social media. Like, we get it. You still feel your biggest problem in your life is your biggest problem in your life, and your biggest problem in your business is the biggest problem in your business. So you still feel that same level of overwhelm that we do.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm curious. Like, I know I went through a bit of a phase of just like, the fuck have I been doing? Like, am I even a business owner?
Yeah.
Like, I coach this shit, man. And it's just like the level of problems is different.
Yeah.
It's like it's like coaching the bodybuilding client when you haven't done it.
Yeah.
So it's like I can take you to a powerlifting competition because I've done it. It's actually fucking burnt in the back of my brain now. It's really easy for me.
Yeah.
The first prep I did was terrifying for myself, and I hired help, and I was overwhelmed, and I second guessed it. And now it's like, you'll PB. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
I've got a client competing this year, and it'll be, I'll ask for help. I'll ask you questions. I'll check in along the way. Like,
I'm
it's
the one
same.
who's going to starve you.
It's the same overwhelmed feeling.
Yeah.
So we're having that. What I had to get into my head was like, no, this is solving this level problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean everything we've built is useless. It's actually really good. And the framework of what we've built is actually incredible. This is just the problem we have to solve now.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a new problem that we'll have to solve that'll make us feel like we know nothing. And so on and so on
of course.
and so on.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah, so if you're avoiding that feeling now, or you're hearing a podcast, whether it's us or you read a book or you talk to another PT or whatever, and you're like, fuck, I don't know anything. It's like you do because you've gotten as far as you are.
Yeah.
But you're as good as the next problem you solve.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else?
That's pretty good.
That was an interesting episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of banter at the start.
But it was
There's a lot of business stuff.
It was actually everything. The conversation we just had is what we learnt from the course. It's how we look at shit from actually seeking some upskilling and some advice. So the title of the episode is like what we've learnt from our mentors.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I've learnt that New Balance did good.
So good. And buy another pair of them on the weekend.
Yeah. All right, that was sick. Thank you guys for tuning in if you're still here. We appreciate it. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, a comment. Be nice, or apparently Jason's coming for you in the comments.
Nah, these ones are for Ben.
I get the land ones. I get us. Come for me. Because I miss out now. I don't get to do the fit ones.
Yeah,
so
you can
come
do
for
something
me.
if you want, man. I'll throw you a bone.
It makes a really big difference to the metrics that happen with the episode. So you guys are out grinding, trying to spread your message. Just help us out and give us a little bit of a push along as well. We really appreciate it. All right. We'll see you next week. Ciao.
See you guys.